attentive and really interactive. I will give you a hint I have not given the other classes. We'll see if they get the same hint depending on their interactiveness. Okay, on the test you take on 16th of September, there will be a question for sure. I think there's 3 of them that are checking to see if you understand this concept. Problem is different, but it is this concept. So please feel free to interact with me as much as you want to feel like you really get the idea, not the problem. So we're not trying to solve the problem, we're trying to understand the idea. It says G is twice differentiable. Now that's what we talked about earlier. That just means G has a G prime and a G double prime. Also, I've noticed this over the years. When the problem tells me that something is twice differentiable, I'd say 80% of the time I don't use that clue at all. It's there so I can feel comfortable that there is a G prime and a G double prime, but I don't usually use it. 20% of the time, something else in the problem will say, oh, I needed that clue. But 80% of the time, I don't need the clue. So I never dwell on that clue. I just take note of it and move on. This one I'm never going to ignore. That tells me a whole lot. So hands up, everybody. What is that telling me? Danica's chart again is helpful. What is that telling you? There we go. Let's go, Isaac.
F always has to be increasing.
So G prime is always positive. So that's right here. That means the slope of F is always positive. That means the rate at which G changes is always positive. That means G is always going up. So G is strictly increasing. We know that for sure. Sometimes it's a good idea to stop there and see if that helps at all. And it does. That eliminates several possibilities. Who knows which ones are eliminated? For hands. Give you time to read the problem. That one clue in green that Isaac just summarized, that eliminates several possibilities. Let's go, Benson.
B and A.
So they're telling us that there's some list of XY pairs called G. They tell us that one of those XY pairs is 4, 12. Another XY pair is 5, 18. And then they say, what could be the Y value when X is 6? That's what they're asking. Benson correctly said, can't be 15 and can't be 18 because that would not be G strictly increasing. How many noticed? 2 more. Okay. Questions? So keep reading. The next clue is G double prime is also positive. So that means that, let's see, G is going up. So these values have to get more and more positive. Increasingly positive. Because G is increasing. So these are increasingly positive. But because G double prime is also positive, G double prime is the rate at which the rate changes. That's what RR stands for, rate at which the rate changes. So G double prime is positive. That means the slopes of G must increase. The slopes of G are the rate of G. Yeah, please.
May I use the restroom?
Yes, you're next in line.
Thank you.
It's that time of day. So how do we figure out whether the correct answer is this, this, or this, knowing that G's values must increase, which works for these 3, but the slope of G must also increase. There we go. Go, Macy.
Well, it's not B because then it would be linear, so it would concave up.
So Macy said if this is 24, and we check the average slope, the secant slope from here to here, that's a change of 6 over 1. Make sure you always check how x is changing. That's also 6 over 1. That, on average, would be linear. Now, G could do this, Macy. It could kind of go back and forth, and it would make the average slope linear. But it still would not fit what we need, which is we need G to be constantly increasing, but the slope to also be increasing, which would make, as you said, Macy, G has to be a concave up shape. Questions? You good? Just watching, you're fine. Questions? Drew, please. Oh, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, also can be C, because it would then be decreasing, because the rate of change would go from 6 to
Perfect. If I put a 21 here, now my average rate of change is decreasing. That can't be concave up either. My rate of change needs to be increasing, hence it's got to be 27. Questions? Really, one of the most missed questions on the test. It's not too bad when we talk about it together. You just got to watch out for, they're just testing you on this table. That's it. Can you make sense of that table based on the clues they give you? So, I think it was Sophia that asked, what are we doing next week? When we go through practice problems, I just go through old tests and look for anything that resembles stuff like this, and I just give you another chance to practice it. So, cool. Stop the video. Move on.